Hi, my name is Laura Deacon, and I'm doing my presentation on the challenges facing police morale today. Police morale has been an issue within the department for years and will continue to be so for years to come if we cannot find new ways to solve said issue. Whether it is middle management or your average patrol officer, everyone is subject to a decline in morale. Police morale can be defined as a mindset, a willingness, and desire to be a part of the police force. Although there are numerous ways in which one can define morale, simply put, it is an attitude that one holds towards one's job. As we evolve, the police force continues to face new challenges in regards to morale. In this presentation, I will discuss the effects that the economy, social media, and social change have on police morale, and the possible ways in which we can try to increase it. So the first of these is the influence that the economy has. Our economy today has resulted in a number of cutbacks and changes to the way that policing is done. Due to the economic turmoil that has seemed to have engrossed our country, there has been a lot of public pushback against the government and its spending habits. Public pushback has resulted in large-scale cutbacks on equipment, overtime, training budgets, and manpower. Once nearly unheard of, sworn officers are being laid off at an alarming rate, even though an overwhelming 91% of police executives believe that sworn officers should be the last area that cuts be made. Unfortunately, because of the downturn in the economy, cutbacks do need to be made, and sworn officer salaries make up anywhere between 80 and 90% of a department's annual budget, usually. This notion that nobody is safe in their job has a significant negative effect on police morale. Another problem with this is there are members of society that believe that police pensions should be cut back on, or in extreme cases, that the pension system for police officers should be abolished altogether. All of these cries for cutbacks within the police force result in low morale because officers no longer feel as though they are appreciated and respected within the community, not to mention that there is always that looming threat that you could lose your job at any moment. But police morale is taking hits from more areas than just the economy. For example, the social media. Social media is becoming more and more popular with every passing day, and the effect that social media has on police morale is growing right along with it. Because of this, civilians often think that they know exactly what it is like to be a police officer and the kind of situations that officers have to face every day. People believe that they know best how police should be doing their jobs. Although media has long since been a problem and contributing factor to police morale, it is new twists on an old problem that are the real issue here. For example, news sources can now reach much wider audiences with outlets such as Facebook and Twitter, which can be a good thing in certain instances. However, it can also provide the opportunity for those people who strongly dislike the police and the police force to spread their hatred more quickly. It is outlets such as these that allow for local media coverage of one unfortunate situation involving police officers to spread like wildfire and to create an overall bad image for the police force that may not be accurate at all. This kind of relationship with social media can result in a hostile and unsupportive environment for officers, thus resulting in a lower police morale yet again. Another area that influences police morale is social change. Ongoing social change has been a part of our society for generations and will continue to be so in the future. There's nothing we can do about that. So with social change comes alterations and implementations of new laws. Unfortunately for police officers, unwanted changes to the law are often blamed on them because they are the ones who have to enforce said changes. Whether it is in regards to marijuana or immigration laws, police officers are always left to enforce the law. The ever-changing laws that are created to keep up with social changes can also result in a lack of confidence of policing within the community. law enforcement officers become the public face of often unpopular policies. Publicizing officers as the instigators of such dislike policies often results in a lowering of police morale because the dislike that the community shows for such officers begins to deplete their confidence and the joy that such officers once took in their work. So how can we fix this issue of low morale within the police department? There are a number of ways in which we can try to increase police morale. In regards to the influence that the state of the economy has on police morale, we must find a way to reduce the number of sworn officers that are being laid off. This can be difficult because cuts do need to be made. However, there are other areas of policing that can have their budgets decreased if necessary. The notion of job security can go a long way in increasing police morale. Effectively policing the social changes that are constantly taking place in our society may be one of the most difficult tasks that exist within the police department. This requires officers to think outside of the box and to adapt to the ever-changing social landscape. In order to boost police morale during these times, it is very important for supervisors to be more than just a boss to their officers, but to become leaders as well. Probably the greatest way to increase police morale is through simply asking officers what it is exactly that causes them to falter in their morale and how it is they believe that we can try to increase it. This can be done through distributing surveys or conducting interviews, whether they are one-on-one or in small groups with other officers. Simply knowing how the officers feel about police morale and how it is they think that you can increase it can go a long way to actually increasing morale throughout the entire police force. So to conclude, as new recruits continue to consider policing as a career, they have to consider whether or not it is worth putting their lives on the line every day. Low morale in policing can make or break this decision. The only barriers to increasing police morale are the ones that we set out for ourselves. We hold the key to a better and stronger police force through increasing morale. We must find a way to enable officers to reach a consistent and satisfying basis for his or her self-conception. We as a society need to provide an environment in which police officers can feel proud to call themselves officers and possess a positivity that overflows into their work performance. We must strive towards providing officers with a sense of purpose and confidence, and in turn, we will see an increase in police morale.